Very good morning, students. In today's session, I am just going to explain you about the factors influencing international investments. So, before going to know what are the factors influencing international investment, we have to know what is the investment, what is the international investment, how it is related to finance, what are the uses of it. So, isn't it? So, after going for it, we can go for the what are the factors. So, first of all, we should go for the investment. Investment is nothing but putting the money to get in return, isn't it? Putting or investing the money in some part of the securities or in some part of any kind of stake in order to get some kind of return in return. So so international investment is nothing but a person or entity belongs to one country is investing the another country or in any other company residing in another country. That is called as international investment. So what are the factors that we are influencing? So whenever we are investing in international mode, there are few factors which influence our decision making regarding international investment. So what is the first factor? The first factor is like resources, availability of resources. Investment really depends upon the availability of resources. So when there are abundant availability of the resources, then there is a scope of getting high amount of production. If there is a high amount of production, we can get good amount of turnover. If we get a good amount of turnover, we will be getting good amount of profit. So this kind of relationship existing between the availability of resources. The first factor influencing international investment is resources. The second one is efficiency. Efficiency is the ability to convert the resources into profits. Yes, the ability of the business organization depends how its resources are getting converted into the profits. So whenever we consider efficiency, we consider the labor efficiency, the machinery efficiency, technology efficiency. So all these kind of efficiencies will be considered whenever we are going for international investment. The third factor is interest rate. Yes, interest rate, since interest rate plays a crucial role in getting the benefits out of the investment what we have made. Whenever we made an investment, the interest rates determine how much interest we are getting out of the investment. The fourth one is profit. Yes, profit is a significant factor which influences our investment decision. So whenever we are investing in any other company belongs to another company, we will check out the profits. What is the profit? What is the track record of the profits of the particular company in the past 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, or whatever it might be. The next one is GDP. GDP determines the overall value, aggregate value of the goods and services produced during a period of the particular region. So whenever we are investing in any other company which belongs to another country, we have to consider the gross domestic product even. Government policy. Yes, government policy influences the business positions or business activities in any kind of region. So for the government policies, we have the monetary, fiscal. In the monetary, we have the interest rates, money supply. In the fiscal, we have tax and spending. Yes, political factors are the factors which determine the decision making of a particular region regarding any kind of what we can say, yes, any kind of the things like having good innovation, good whatever it might be. The next one, strong local currency. Strong local currency speaks about what? Strong local currency is a currency existing in that country is really the strong enough to face out any kind of global recessions or not. Is that okay? Is there any kind of fluctuations happening of its value? So we have to consider the strong local currency. Restrictions. Yes, restrictions. Is there any other restrictions according to the provisions of their own corporate laws? We have to consider the restrictions. Restrictions like payment of dividend to the shareholders, earnings or profits in the form of dividends, royalties, interest or other payments, because if any on being home country transactions, we have to give an extraordinary benefits to any kind of local shareholders or whatever it might be. Next, speed and reliability of dispute settlement system. So if there are any kind of disputes arises between any organization or between any two organizations or any business or any kind of business organization and its stakeholder, so what kind of settlement system is being carried up in the particular region? Is that settlement system is really fast? Can be really reliable? It is a factor that really influences the investment decision. The next one is availability of high quality factors of production. So whenever we consider the investment, first of all we go back and our focus will be on the production part, isn't it? So how come the production will be happening in the more extent or in the high extent? Whenever, until and unless we get a good amount of factors of production, we cannot have a sufficient production, not more production, maximum production. If we get a maximum production, maximum factors of production, then only we will be getting factors of production. Whenever we getting high amount of factors of production, we will be getting high amount of production. The next one is, yes, the degree of production of investors, right? So what is the status of production of investment, right? Investors, right? If the investors are really protected in the particular country or not, if the country's provisions are not at all concerned or not at all bothered about the investors, then there is no use of investing in that particular region. Since if you find any kind of dispute in tomorrow, so the local provisions may not support you with kind of concern. Third one, honest government. Yes, it all depends upon the honest government. Again, honest government. Why honest government? Since the honest government will help us in any kind of crisis happens. So if the government is unhonest, not honest, so we may raise a lot of problems. The next, the freedom to operate the markets. Yes, this one should give one government or one particular market should give us to operate between any kind of markets. They should provide us a freedom. There should not be any restriction for the transformation or the transition of one market to another market. I hope you clearly understood what exactly all the things happened. Thank you. Jai Hind.